Assalamualaikum students, welcome to another video from my channel, that is UI code 127.0.0.1. Hope so students you are good and doing well in your life. As you know, from my channel you learn different CTF from TryHackMe platform. As usual, today I come to you with my new CTF, that is Active Reconnaissance, and it's from the Junior Penetration Tester section. Before start this lecture, I would like to say you kindly subscribe my channel and press the bell icon to get the notification of all my upcoming lecture. And in this CTF I have to cover total 7 tasks. So I have already opened the target machine and attacking machine. I will move from task 1, that is introduction, and here some theories present that you can use different techniques like tracer out, telnet, NC in active reconnaissance. Active reconnaissance requires you to make some kind of contact with your target. In active reconnaissance, now students, you are going to make some contact with your victim. The contact can be a phone call or visit to the company directly to take some useful information about your target. So definitely students, you will read all this theory. There are very much useful information present. I will move to the task 2, that is web browser. Web browser can be a convenient tool, especially that is readily available on all systems. There are several ways where you can use a web browser to gather information about your target machine. Okay, on the transport layer, the browser connects to TCP on port 80 by default when the website is accessed over HTTP, and TCP port 443 when the website is accessed over HTTPS. I think you knows about very well all these terminologies. Okay, how you can actually open the web browser element? You can simply press the F12 in order to access the web browser element. See here. Okay, there are also plenty of add-ons for Firefox, that is Foxy Proxy, User Agent Switcher and Manager, and Webalizer. These are very useful add-ons for Firefox and Chrome, and provide very much good help in penetration testing. Here image is present, and from this you can access that it revealed the technologies that are used in this in this application, OS information, and some server information it reveals, database information it reveals. So Webalizer is a very good online utility that you can use in penetration testing. Okay, browse the following website. I'm just right click. Okay, I'm going to copy link from here, move to my browser and paste the address here. Browse this website and ensure that you are open your developer tool on attack box. Okay. Now I have to figure out the total number of questions. I'm going to press F12, and now let's take some help from hint. From hint, locate the JavaScript file. Okay, let me show you. If I move to the JavaScript and refresh the page, see here, when I click on JavaScript and when I open this, here you can see some questions are present here. The total number of question is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Total number of question is 8. So the answer of this question is 8. Let's jump to the task 3, that is ping. Ping should remind you to the game ping pong table tennis, and I'm not going to read all theories, I'm just show you practical. Let me show you. If you typed here ping and target IP address and hit enter, when I use this command and hit enter, okay, it does not work. I'm going to again ping. Why it does not ping this machine? The host is unreachable. I think I should terminate this and start this machine again. I'm going to just start this machine again. It will take some time. Let's wait. Okay, the machine is active now. Let me show you. If I typed here ping and entered. When I run this command, from this scenario I can guess that the target machine is active, that this machine is active. You can either type here the domain name as well. If I typed here tryhackme.com or other domain name, you can also put here. Right now when I put tryhackme.com, it show that this machine is active now. So you can also type okay. Hence you might consider ping -c10 in order to just send 10 packets. This is equivalent to the this one. Let me show you. If I typed here ping -c 10 and then the target IP address. Okay. I typed here ping -c and target IP address is this one. I should specify here the packets. Now students, it will only ping this target machine 10 times. As I specified here, the number of packets should be 10. It's automatically quit. Okay, when I typed here number of packet is 5 obviously. Now it's checked the target machine is alive or not by sending 5 attempts. So students, you can also specify here the number of packets. Okay, let me check either by -n and hit enter. You can also use hyphen and switch in order to check either the host is alive or not. Okay, it's time to solve the question. Which option would you use to set the size of data carried by the ICM echo request? Okay, for this purpose, if I typed here main and I'm going to check the manual of ping. So I typed here ping. Here a lot of switches are present. You can check each one by one and study about each switch for which purpose these switches can be used. I have already solved this question, and see here -s switch you can use in order to set the size of data carried by the ICMP echo request. See here, which translate into 64 ICMP data bytes when combined with the 8 bytes of ICMP data header. Okay, what is the size of ICMP header in bytes? The total size of ICMP in bytes is 8. You can actually Google it in order to solve this question. And in above theory, the answer is present. Does MS Windows firewall block ping by default? Yes, obviously. Windows firewall block the ping command by default. Deploy the VM for this task and using the attack box terminal issue this command. Okay, let me show you. I'm going just copy this and move to terminal. If I paste this command here and hit enter, now how many ping replies did you get back? Let's see. Obviously I will get the 10 replies as I specify here the number of packets, so you can count these are the 10 packets. Let's move to the task 4, that is traceroute. As the name suggests, the traceroute command traces the route taken by the packets. It actually show you how many paths can be lies between two devices. Here you can see one laptop is present here and the server is present here, and the request is goes from this laptop to this server by going through all these paths. So this is actually traceroute actually find out how many paths can be lies between two machines. Okay, let me show you. If I copy this from here command and move to my terminal and paste this command. Okay, I should remove the space. And now if I hit enter, it's try to reach the tryhackme.com. When I type this command, and you can see all these are the routes that it have to actually pass in order to reach the tryhackme.com. Total 14 paths are lies between this machine and tryhackme.com. Okay, let's solve the question. In tracer route A, what is the IP address of the last router hop before reaching the tryhackme? Okay, this is the tracer route first, and here you can see the IP address of the last hop is this one, 172.6.7.69208. In the tracer route B, what is the IP address of the last router hop before reaching tryhackme.com? This is the tracer route B, and the IP address of last hop is this. Okay, in tracer route B, how many routers are between two systems? Here you can see 1 to 26. There are total 26 routers can be between two systems. Okay, start the attach VM pair from the task 3. If it is not already started, you should start this and run this command, tracer out. Let me show you. I'm going to copy this command here, move to my terminal, clear the screen, paste the command here, and when I hit enter, it show me that it reveal only one path between these two machines. Okay, let's jump to the task 5, that is telnet. The telnet teletype network protocol was developed in this to communicate with remote system while command line. By using telnet, students, you can communicate with the remote system through command line. There are different commands are present here, and let me show you. If I typed here telnet and then the target IP address, that is this one, and here I specify the port 80 and hit enter, it show me that I'm successfully connected to the remote host on port 80. Now if I typed here who am I and hit enter, it reveals some very interesting information about the target machine. See here server information that it revealed to me. Okay, the question is that start the attach VM for the task 3, and now you have to answer about what is the name of running server. The name of running server is Apache on the target machine. Okay guys, you can either put port 21. On this port it's refusing to connect. If I typed here port 22 SSH, see here it successfully connect to the, okay, it revealed that some SSH info to me. The next question is that what is the version of running server on port 80? Let me show you. When I run this command and I typed here who am I, okay, the server is Apache and the version is 2.4.10. So students, you can use telnet in order to find very detailed information about the victim. I'm going to terminate this machine and let's jump to the task is, that is NC, Netcat. Definitely you heard about the Netcat very well. Netcat or simply NC has different application that can be used for great value to penetester, and Netcat supports both TCP and UDP protocol. Okay, it can functions as client that connects to a listening port. Alternatively, it can act as a server. You can either use NC as a client, and you can also use Netcat as a server. Hence, it is convenient tool that you can use as a simple client or a server over TCP and UDP. Firstly, you can connect to a server as you did with Telnet. This is very simple syntax of Netcat, that is NC. Here you should type the machine IP and here the port number. Okay, let me show you. I typed here NC and then target IP address. Just wait, it will show me in within a few seconds. And I just simply copy the IP from here and I paste and the port number and hit enter. On port 80, it did not respond to me. Let me show you. If I typed here port 21 and hit enter, okay, why it did not respond to me, I don't know. The IP is correct and the syntax is also correct. I typed here just simply NC and then target IP address and then the port number. So I don't know, students, why right now this does not respond to me, but from this picture you can see you can use NC in this way. NC target IP address and the port number, that is port 80. When you will use this, it reveals the server information of the target machine, that the server is NGINX and the version number is also present to me. Okay, there are different options that you can use with NC -L listening mode, -P specify the port number, -N you can use for numeric only, no resolution of host name via DNS. Okay, if I typed here -P, you can also use -V to increase the verbosity level. So the question is that state the VM and open the attack box and try to connect the victim on port 21. If I typed here NC IP address port 21 and what is the version of running server? The version of running server is this one. Here you can see obviously on port 21 FTP services are running and the version of this FTP is 0.17. So the answer is 0.17. Let's jump to the task 7, that is putting all together. In this room we have covered many various tools, that is traceroute to check either how many routes between two devices. You can use ping in order to find either host is alive or not. You can also use telnet in order to remotely connect your target machine by using some command line interface. Okay, here some command, that is ping. You can use this in Linux and on Windows in this way. On Windows you can use the by using -n switch, and in Linux it will use by using -c. So a lot of other many useful theories present for you. You can read all these thoroughly for your concept. So students, this is all about my today's CTF, that is related to the active reconnaissance. I hope you will do practice about all these tools and techniques. I will come to you with my new CTF. Till that, Allah Hafiz and take care.